headlines of this hour on VTV News. Vietnam, Romania to strengthen education and training cooperation. And later on, businesses seek alternative markets amid surging shipping costs to Europe and the US. And in our world news, Israel refuses Hamas deal to cease hostilities and release captives.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is 3 p.m. local time and you're watching VTV News. I'm Huyền Trân with the top stories. During his official visit to Romania, Prime Minister Phie visited the Technical University of Civil Engineering of Bucharest, one of Romania's leading universities, and also the institution where he studied during his youth. The Prime Minister held a meeting with the chairman of Romania's National Council of Rectors and leaders of 12 universities in Romania and Vietnam. In his speech, Prime Minister Phie emphasized that Romania was one of the first 10 countries in the world to recognize and establish diplomatic relations with Vietnam in 1950. The bilateral cooperation between the two countries has spanned 75 years across various fields, including education and training. So far, Romania has contributed to the training of approximately 4,000 Vietnamese students and graduate students. The Prime Minister hopes that Romania will continue to offer more scholarships to Vietnamese students and graduate students, while also fostering a stronger cooperation between Vietnam and Romania for the benefit of both nations, their people, and global development. To ensure efficient use of public investment capital and prevent misallocation, it is crucial to strictly implement solutions as outlined in the official dispatch from the Ministry of Finance to ministries, branches, and localities. The dispatch highlights several key requests, including avoiding non-focused allocations and ensuring that capital is only allocated to projects that can be dispersed. Ministries, branches, and localities are specifically instructed to adhere to regulations and carry out detailed allocation. They are also required to establish deadlines for contractor selection procedures and approval of bidding results. Additionally, efforts should be made to expedite the signing of contracts for new projects and bidding packages in 2024. In the North-South Expressway project through Phie province, the Quy Nhơn-Chí Thạnh section has approximately 4 million cubic meters of excess soil. This soil was excavated during road construction and is currently being transported to landfill areas. However, other sections of the expressway project and resettlement projects nearby are experiencing a shortage of soil and face challenges in coordinating its proper use.
Ánh Dương Company Limited, a joint venture contractor in the XL13 bidding package, transports excess soil from the construction of a 1.5-kilometer section of the Quy Nhơn-Chí Thạnh highway to a landfill every day. The landfill has a capacity of 400,000 cubic meters and is nearly full. However, the areas designated for resettlement to support the highway, including the Chí Thạnh Vân Phong section, are facing a shortage of soil for embankment purposes.
One side of the embankment lacks soil, which is affecting the progress, while the other side has excess soil with no space to dump it, also impacting the progress. We are seeking a quick solution to balance the soil needs of both projects.
During the construction of the North-South Highway through Phie, there was an excess of approximately 4 million cubic meters of soil in the Quy Nhơn-Chí Thạnh section. However, the neighboring Chí Thạnh Vân Phong section is short of up to 5.3 million cubic meters of soil for the embankment.
Under the 2010 mineral law, excess soil can be balanced within the same project. However, when dealing with two separate projects like these, any surplus soil must be disposed of in landfills. The Ministry of Transport has collaborated with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment on this matter. Once the official opinion is received, the province will take appropriate action.
Resolving the coordination of materials extracted during excavation for embankment within the project scope will speed up the progress of the north-south highway components. This will prevent the unnecessary waste of conventional mineral resources during construction.
Now, tensions in the Red Sea have resulted in a doubling or a tripling of shipping freight rates in major markets such as Europe and the United States. Experts are warning that the ongoing rise in transportation costs could exacerbate global inflation and lead to a substantial congestion of goods. As a result, many businesses have been forced to redirect their export markets in order to maintain their level of exports.
The European and American markets account for 70% of the export share for this textile and garment company. Recently, there have been delays in delivering goods, with many shipments taking longer routes. Costs have also doubled. While these markets are important, the company should also explore new opportunities in other areas.
The textile and garment industry deals with seasonal products. If they are shipped by air, costs triple. Exploring opportunities in markets such as China, Japan, and Russia can help minimize the negative impact.
Vietnamese aquatic products, a major export, are present in over 170 countries. To prevent stockpiling during the harvest season, seafood businesses quickly negotiate and adjust production based on the demands of new partners.
With the increased transportation costs, some markets may face supply shortages. If we can compensate for that and leverage our geographical advantage, we can enhance our production.
Currently, businesses are negotiating with partners to share the increased transportation costs for shipped goods. In the long run, businesses should reassess contract agreements, especially concerning transportation prices, in order to minimize the risks of supply chain disruptions.
We should separate the transportation cost as a distinct charge instead of including it in the CIF price for customers. This is not a good approach in the current situation.
The previous increase in transportation costs presented numerous challenges for export businesses during the COVID-19 outbreak. This issue is currently causing difficulties once more. It is essential to find a fundamental solution, as the entire transportation process depends on global shipping lines.
The Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, or VASEP, predicts a gradual recovery in aquatic exports in 2024, with stronger growth expected in the second half of the year. The industry as a whole is projected to achieve sales of $9.5 to $10 billion, with the shrimp industry aiming to contribute $4 billion to this total. VASEP has a very positive outlook for shrimp exports this year. Global shrimp supply continues to grow steadily, particularly from Ecuador, although Ecuadorian shrimp production is expected to decrease slightly in 2024. On the other hand, Vietnamese shrimp exports are anticipated to recover and experience a modest growth of 10 to 15% this year. Demand is expected to pick up in the last 6 months of the year as inflationary pressures ease and importers reduce their remaining inventory. This presents an opportunity for shrimp prices to increase once again. For the past 2 decades, the shrimp industry has played a crucial role in Vietnam's seafood exports. Currently, businesses are focused on enhancing product quality and increasing prices to capitalize on opportunities in this multi-billion-dollar industry this year.
In 2023, businesses in Bạc Liêu province earned $970 million from seafood exports, primarily shrimp. They have achieved this by maintaining traditional markets such as Japan, the EU, the United States, China, and South Korea. Additionally, there has been an increase in orders, especially during year-end festivals. This success has played a significant role in helping the province's seafood export sector meet its goals in the latter part of the year.
We focus on the most demanding markets, particularly Korea. We export whole shrimp and prioritize disease prevention. More than 4 containers of shrimp were successfully exported to Korea.
In 2024, these challenges include trade barriers, heightened competition, and escalating input material prices. To address these challenges, the industry should focus on seeking new potential partners, expanding into new markets, and investing in technological innovation and equipment.
We need to enhance the technology used in breeding areas, parent shrimp management, shrimp seedling production, and processing for export. Moreover, it is important to seize the opportunity to export our antibiotic-free shrimp to international consumers.
Investing more in technology and equipment leads to increased productivity.
Bacliao Province currently has 48 modern seafood processing plants with a combined processing capacity of approximately 294,000 tons per year. In order to achieve the industry's goal of surpassing $1 billion in 2024, the province is prioritizing the development of high-tech shrimp farming models. Furthermore, steps are being taken to enhance commercial promotion activities and provide support to businesses in finding and expanding their markets.
Now let's take a look at the foreign exchange rate of today, January 22nd. Coming up next on VTV News. Swift deliveries reach Trường Sa Island ahead of TED. And historical animation educates through entertainment. You're watching VTV News Live. Cao Bang has reported temperature below 0 degrees Celsius for some locations early Monday morning. In Phie Peak, which is 2,000 meters above sea level, temperature fell as low as -3 degrees Celsius. Severe cold weather coupled with rain has impacted production activities and people's lives. To ensure the health of locals, earlier on Monday, kindergartens in the region have announced their temporary suspension of activities, but they are still willing to take in children if parents require. The provincial functional forces have also implemented measures to help people deal with the cold weather and instruct them on how to protect livestock from the impact of extremely low temperature. Tet holiday is highly anticipated by officers, soldiers, and residents of Vietnam's island. Brigade 146 of Naval Region 4 has deployed numerous delivery ships to these remote islands, ensuring an adequate supply of goods, necessities, and gifts for the people. These ships, bound for the islands, serve as a testament to the solidarity of Vietnamese nationals, regardless of the distances involved. They also provide crucial mental support for both the soldiers stationed on the islands and the residents living there.
The efforts of this working group in bringing gifts to Song Tu Tây Island are remarkable. The operators of the ship HQ 571 have successfully reached their destination and delivered thousands of gifts to the locals. This achievement is even more impressive considering the 300 nautical mile voyage and the various hazards encountered during sea travel.
We are very honored to celebrate Tet on Song Tu Tây Island, and we are very grateful to benefactors across the country. Their contributions are the reason Naval Region 4 was able to provide a warm Tet for the people and soldiers here.
Thanks to the authorities all over the country, our residents can now celebrate a prosperous Tet holiday.
Trường Sa Island has often been a destination for batches of Tet gifts from the mainland. The gifts are filled with love and care, such as blooming apricot branches, fresh dried jams, and steaming bánh chưng pots in the middle of the ocean. For many, celebrating Tet early amidst the waves can be a unique and memorable experience.
Brigade 146 is not the only unit willing to travel to remote islands. As a nation, our hearts are with the people and soldiers on the sacred lands of the country.
Despite the persistent difficulties on remote islands like Song Tử Tây and Trường Sa, the soldiers and people here remain strong-willed and optimistic. Each Tết gift sent for early celebration further strengthens their determination to protect the country's sovereignty at sea.
The Ho Chi Minh City Labor Federation organized the Workers' Day celebration program and the Lunar New Year gratitude market on Sunday evening. The main message of the event is that everyone can celebrate Tet or Lunar New Year regardless of difficulties. Instead of receiving gifts or cash, 5,000 workers were given an electronic voucher worth $20.3 to use at the gratitude market. This marks the first time the market has been open for a week in Vĩnh Lộc Industrial Park. The market offers high-quality, newly produced Vietnamese goods at a discount of 10 to 20% compared to market prices. Workers only need a QR code to make purchases. As Lunar New Year approaches, officials at Thừa Thiên Huế District Border Station held a highly anticipated Tết at the Border program. The event included a variety of engaging activities and gifts for the people in border areas, creating a festive celebration for all.
Phie Thị Nga's family is one of the poorest households in Hồng Thượng Commune, A Lưới district. They recently received a brand new house just in time for the Lunar New Year. The house is a genuine gesture of kindness from officials at the local border stations for underprivileged households.
I am truly grateful to the local border guards and authorities who have given our family such a nice house.
The house-giving activity was part of the Tết at the Border program, which aimed to improve the lives of the locals in border areas. The program included paying tribute to martyrs, arranging free public outpatient sections, providing free medicines, presenting gifts, organizing folk games, and showcasing the flagship products of the Daoi and Paco ethnic groups.
The relationship between soldiers and the people is a close one. I hope this connection can be further preserved and promoted through future activities.
Tết at the Border has become an annual event held across the country's border. Border guards in Thừa Thiên Huế province and nationwide aim to provide a warm Tết holiday for the people and promote Vietnamese traditions in the process.
Hundreds of children attended the traditional Tết Painting Festival in Ho Chi Minh City on Sunday. This marks the 5th consecutive year of the contest, providing children with an opportunity to showcase their creative passion for Tết and spring. The theme for this year's contest is Tết Turin Decoration, with a focus on a love-filled spring and Tết. The event not only encourages children's creativity, but also serves as a reminder of the traditional Tết holiday through their paintings. Contestants are divided into 3 age groups: 4 to 6 years old, 7 to 9 years old, and 10 years old or older. Historical animation has gained popularity among the public due to its high quality and ability to educate and raise awareness. Some animations attract millions of views on social media, and a few have even won the Golden Lotus Award for Best Animation. These achievements demonstrate that Vietnam's history can be an inspiring choice for creative production. This also serves as strong encouragement for aspiring animators.
This is an excerpt from the animated series titled Boy Who Raises the Red Flag. The animation has been highly received and has garnered much praise. Many viewers have expressed feelings of pride, suspense, nostalgia, and compassion while watching the series.
We have to stay creative to be able to align with the preferences of this young generation.
The Gong of Nua Mountain is part of a series of historical animations released by Vietnam Animation Studio in 2024. The film presents an artistic interpretation of Ba Triệu, a renowned female general, and her uprising against invaders, showcasing the indomitable spirit of Vietnamese women. The film also left a lasting impression with its powerful performances.
We have made storytelling more entertaining by introducing enjoyable characters. This way, the audience can feel drawn to an animated work.
Vietnam's history has been a source of inspiration for many creators. However, most of them focus on the later stages of production, whereas the works need to establish a presence in mainstream media.
Conventional distribution channels are important in filmmaking. Japan has done a splendid job in this regard. They promote their culture and major events through animation.
Creating favorable conditions for the production and distribution of animation has the potential to bring more history-inspired works into the mainstream and enrich the cultural archives of the nation.
Coming up next in our world news. Israel refuses Hamas deal to cease hostilities and release captives. And warning made as Storm Aisha halts traffic. Moving on to our world news. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected the conditions presented by Hamas on Sunday to end the conflict and release hostages. Netanyahu categorically opposed the conditions, which included Israel's complete withdrawal and leaving Hamas in power in Gaza. In late November, a deal brokered by the United States, Qatar, and Egypt led to the release of more than 100 of the estimated 240 hostages held captive in Gaza. However, pressure has been mounting on Netanyahu to secure the release of the remaining 136 hostages. Additionally, the Israeli Prime Minister opposes the creation of an independent Palestinian state. The European Union has urged its member states to impose consequences on Israel if Netanyahu continues to oppose Palestinian statehood. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, U.S. oil production is projected to hit record levels in 2024. The agency estimates that U.S. crude oil production may reach a record high of 13.3 million barrels per day this month. This forecast has created pressure on the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, and has helped protect consumers from price increases caused by tension in the Middle East. Despite escalating tensions in the Red Sea and OPEC's commitment to cut production by 2.2 million barrels per day, oil prices have not seen a significant breakthrough. Storm Aisha is expected to cause severe traffic disruptions in the UK and Northern Ireland, with strong winds and heavy rain. The British Meteorological Agency, or Met Office, has issued amber weather warnings for wind in northern and western England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and parts of Scotland. The forecaster have also warned of a potential risk to lives and damage to buildings. Ireland's National Meteorological Office has issued an orange warning for wind and rain across most of the country, including all of Northern Ireland. Brussels is often referred to as the comic book capital of the world. Belgian people pay homage to this art form by incorporating it into various types of buildings. Now, a one-of-the-kind exhibition called Beneath the Water offers gallery goers a new way to immerse themselves in comic culture.
Goggles, flippers, and oxygen tanks may not be the typical attire for gallery visitors. However, at this swimming center in Brussels, the artworks are located 30 meters below the surface. This extraordinary exhibition can only be seen by diving into one of the world's deepest pools. John Bernards, the owner of the pool, came up with the idea to collaborate with designers during the pandemic to create a distinctive experience that highlights a traditional Belgian craft.
We don't have underwater waffles and we don't have underwater chocolates, so rest, it was the underwater comics, yes.
Most visitors are experienced diverse themselves. However, newcomers who want to experience the scene can also book a lesson and enjoy the artwork. Underwater, swimmers can view newly released Belgian comic strips and follow the adventures of a beloved Belgian character. The exhibit concludes at the poolside, where the comic strip star, Largo Winch, finishes his adventure on solid ground.
Each time I come, I do one wall, so at the end of the month I will do the complete comic. Yeah.
I've been terrified of the water all my life and never learned to swim. So when I retired, a friend encouraged me to come and dive, and I tried that.
Now before we say goodbye, let's take a look at the weather forecast for Vietnam and some other locations around the world. And that is it for our afternoon news bulletin. To see more of our programs, you can download our mobile app VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or check out our YouTube channel VTV4Go. Thank you for watching and see you next time.